Hello everyone, my name is Vijit Singh and today I'll be explaining public interest litigation. So, public interest litigations are those litigations that are conducted as per the common interest of the public in order to solve a grievance. Public interest means the benefit or advantage of the community as a whole. Litigation means the process of taking legal action in a court of law with the object of enforcing a right or seeking a remedy. Thus, a legal action initiated in the court of law for enforcement of a general interest in which a class or community has pecuniary or some interest is known as a public interest litigation. It is the use of law to raise issues of broad public concern in order to advance human rights and equality by aiding the disadvantaged group of individuals or minorities. Now, a PIL can be filed in a high court or directly in the Supreme Court. It can be filed by any socially conscious or public spirited person or NGOs for seeking judicial redressal of a public injury. It can be filed under Article 32 of the Constitution in the Supreme Court and under Article 226 of the Constitution in the High Court. The court, in furtherance of public interest, may consider it necessary to inquire into the state of affairs of the subject matters with the view to correct the wrong and to enforce justice. As far as Article 32 is concerned, a person can only approach Supreme Court only when a fundamental right is violated. But under Article 226, a person can approach the High Court for violation of fundamental as well as constitutional rights. The basic condition that the aggrieved party should have an interest in litigation is not present in filing a PIL. In case of PIL, the presence of aggrieved party is not necessary for exercise of court's jurisdiction. The only existing condition to file a PIL is that the same has to be filed in public interest. PILs on topics like bonded labor matters, neglected children, non-payment of minimum wages to workers, exploitation of casual workers, or petition from jail complaining of harassment, seeking release after having completed 14 years in jail, death in jail, etc. are entertained as PILs in courts. Now, matters like landlord and tenant matters, service matters, and those pertaining to pension and gratuity, complaints against central or state government departments or local bodies are not entertained as PILs. During the pre-independence and post-early independence era, people of economically and socially backward classes found it difficult to approach the courts, and hence the judicial system came up with the idea of public interest litigation. In order to tackle the situation, and was introduced in concept of PIL in 1970s. The concept of PIL was first brought in through the case of Kamar Sabha versus Abdul Thai and was initiated in the case of Akhil Bharatiya Social Karamchari Sangh Railway versus Union of India, where in an unregistered association of workers were permitted to institute a writ petition under Article 32 of the Constitution. PIL can be filed by any person even though their fundamental rights are not violated, provided that he is acting bona fide in the interest of the public at large. Earlier in time, only the aggrieved party could bring an action in the court, but with the passage of time, the courts felt the need to relax the locus standi. The principle was enunciated through the case of S.P. Gupta versus Union of India and others versus Bhagwati. Any member of the public having sufficient interest and can maintain an action for judicial redress for public inquiry arising from breach of public duty or from violation of some provision of the constitution or the law and seek enforcement of such public duty and observance of such constitutional or legal provision. In the same case, J. Bhagwati also stated that the court has to innovate new methods and strategies to provide access to justice to large masses of people who are denied basic human rights, to whom liberty and freedom have no meaning. PIL was seen as a relief for those who could only dream of getting justice. The court explained the philosophy underlying the PIL in the case of Bandhu Mukti Morcha. The case basically deals with the working conditions of the laborers and bonded laborers. The petition was filed by an organization which was entertained by the Supreme Court, and a committee was formed by the court to look into the matter. It was found that the workers were being forced to do bonded labor. So a PIL has a lot of advantages at it delivers justice to those who are most untouched by it. But there are also a few misuses that can be done using PILs. So even though PIL acts as a mechanism to protect the human rights, the court should see to it that the PIL is not being misused. According to Justice J. Bhagwati, we must be careful to see that the members of the public who approaches the court in case of this kind is acting bona fide and not in personal gain, private profit, or political motivation or other oblique consideration. The court must not allow its process to be abused by politicians or by others. So, in PIL cases, the most crucial question for the court is to measure the seriousness of the petitioner and to see whether he is actually the champion of the cause or of the persons or groups he is representing. The effect of public interest litigation should go beyond the spheres of the party present in the proceedings. And it is to be noted that the public interest litigation must be accompanied by adequate judicial control so as to prevent this technique from being used as an instrument of coercion, blackmail, or for other motives. So, there are a few characteristics of PIL which were laid down by previous case laws. So, Justice Pasayat he has laid down a few tests for to identify a PIL. So, the court has to be satisfied about the credentials of the applicant, the prima facie correctness of or nature of the information given by him, and finally, the information should not be vague and indefinite. The information should show gravity and seriousness involved. So, in conclusion, PIL is a process of putting public issues before the eyes of law. It's a mechanism that helps the poor get justice. Justice should be granted to one and all, irrespective of whether rich or poor. PIL helps in striking a balance between the two classes to provide justice to one and all. The courts must keep an eye on cases being filed and ensure bona fide interest of the petitioner and the nature of the cause of action in order to avoid unnecessary litigations. Vexatious and mischievous litigation must be identified and struck down so the objectives of PIL are not violated. PIL, along with other tools like judicial review, activism, etc., can be used to attain complete independence of justice machinery.